Hello everybody, welcome to the Last Word channel. I'm Wayne. Today I want to talk to you guys about just some of the language that people use maybe to conjure up images in your mind, or maybe they use them in the wrong context and they try to use that to maybe manipulate behaviors or attitudes about certain subjects.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
So without getting into any kind of political connotations about it, let's just take a look at a few words, First we define like what we're talking about here is not like your lexicon, not all of the words that you have in your list of words that you know what they mean and how to use them. Okay, what they do is they take the vernacular of a society and they use cultural and societal influences to change the context of some of the already preconceived concepts that you have in your lexicon about the words and phrases that you use. So for the first example, we could look at like conspiracy theorist, how the government did, and it's on record, use a tactic the CIA came up with to stop the people that investigated JFK. What they did is they came up with a label that would ridicule them. They called them conspiracy theorists. And they automatically applied, a derogatory type context to it. When you look at the actual word and what it means, well, conspiracy just means two people conspiring to do something illegal or even just unethical or against someone else. It's just two people in a plot making a plan to do something. That's what a conspiracy is. And a conspiracy theory is simply the suspicion that a conspiracy is happening or had happened, whatever context you want to put it. So another big one is the difference between Democrat and democratic. Kind of seems obvious to most of us, right? Democratic implies a level of operation that is systematically fair to everybody involved, regardless of their background or their status. That's what democratic means. It means that everybody has a voice, and that things are settled in a fair fashion. Democratic. Okay, now the word Democrat does not mean that. It's a two-part word. The demo is short for demographics. Yeah, the Democrats use demographics as to feed their narrative. They use demographics, identity politics. They're Democrats, like an aristocrat or whatever. They are demographic peddlers in their quest for political power, is basically how you can put it. And also Republican. It also has a kind of a weird meaning that doesn't mean what you think in your mind when you hear it. Because Republican means that you're a native of the place, like African or Mexican. The suffix "an" implies that you are of the location that is aforementioned. So when you say Republican, you mean you are of the Republic. And that's what that means. It doesn't have all of these other weird meanings that people like to stick on it. And you'll see this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are hundreds and hundreds of words that they intentionally use out of context to just basically adjust your attitude towards a situation. Another one is comprehensive. You hear that a lot about immigration reform. They want comprehensive immigration reform. And what they mean in that context is that in order to pass these universally agreed upon new ways of dealing with our border, they want to stick in all of the stuff that they want. That's the comprehensive part. The part that everybody wants, we could just pass that right now. It seems kind of a no-brainer, right? But no, that's too easy for them. Whenever there's a cost, they want to throw something on top of it. So you always have to give them something horrible to get anything even slightly good. That's what comprehensive immigration reform is. Oh, you can have your wall and all of this, but then, they just get to come in unchecked, or like they want their side to, as if it's a tit for tat, you get something, we get something, instead of just fixing the problem for the American people in the best way that we can. They want to fix it in ways where they score political points instead of Trump and things like that. It's just getting retarded. So that's how they use the word comprehensive like that. But in all areas of language, you'll find that people come up with terms and phrases, or even try to stop terms and phrases by adding, improper context to certain words. So we're constantly, for instance, we're constantly having to change how we refer to, people of different races, whether they're Mexican, American, Hispanic, or just Mexicans, or if they're black people, or African Americans, or colored, or we've gone through all of these terms and they all mean the same thing, but they try to change the context, I guess, to demonize the people that more commonly use the terms, or a descriptive term. They change the meaning of it so that it makes things look worse than they actually are. And there's another one that's great, that really kills me. It's this: my truth, your truth. The stipulation that deviates away from the simple thing that we all know that's called the truth. So you have to ask yourself, when someone says, my truth, why the caveat? Why the qualifier that sets it aside from the truth? I think I just answered that, right? So I just wanted to point out some of the weird, deceptive ways that language is used, especially in media and in other places, to try to help guide and influence your perspective, and hopefully your opinion and your political ideology at the end of that is where we're going. And a lot of it is done in order to have control over where this leftist term Overton window is, this area of acceptable behavior that everybody has to fit through, or they're not fit. They're socially unacceptable. They can try to squeeze one side out, like not allowing certain ideas about, say abortion or immigration and stuff like that, or even religion. But then over on the other side of the window, they're just tearing it up, and we got, tranny story time at the library, and we got, just all of these inappropriate things that they're trying to fit within the norm. Because at the end of the day, the biggest quest of liberals is not to be normal, but to change the definition of normal so that it includes them, no matter how they act. So it's very deceptive, and they're very good at this. And when I see it, I'll point it out in future videos. I just want to make you all aware of the trickery and the shenanigans that goes on with language, vernacular, and lexicons in a society like ours. So we'll see you in the next video.